care for that. All praises be to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob for his mercy, truly endure forever. Brother Bashar, turn my mic down a little bit. Like it's sounds like it's extra loud. Not that one. Just turn the master down. No, turn the first one. First, come back up. Yeah, turn the first one down. Yeah, turn that down. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, all praises be to God, Isaac, and Jacob for his mercy, truly endure forever. Turn it down a little bit more. For his mercy, truly endure forever. Yeah. Is it moving? Oh no, I'm sorry. Next one. Yeah, there you go. The other one is your mic.
Okay.
All right.
I'll even say.
Yeah, check. Give me some more volume. Yeah. Yeah, all right. That's good. You can check your mic too. All praise be to Party and Isaac, Jacob, first to endure forever. Throughout everybody logging on your way out, coming out to the Wednesday Wisdom and Wednesday Recharge, that midweek pickup in the spirit. You know, this world is a very fleshly world. And, you know, from Shabbat to Shabbat to new moon, all flesh shall worship the Most High. But we need those classes in between to make sure that we recharge in the spirit and that we get in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we so earnestly desire and need. Tonight's topic is no talebearer, all right? Because the Most High has gathered Israel together, there's certain spirits that dwell amongst Negroes, right, that should not dwell amongst Hebrews. So we're going to see the difference, because we got to gather together as Hebrews, as Hebrew Israelites. We can't gather together as Negroes, right? Because then we're going to bring all that Negro mentality with us. We got to gather together as the Lord's chosen people, the children of the light, that move in a certain spirit. So we're going to go through some scriptures concerning talebearing, being fraudulent in your speech, things of that sort. And the Most High does not wicked those things. Right? There's judgment for those things, because you can destroy the assembly that way. All right, so with that being said, we're going to always start out with Psalms 67. Psalm 67, we're going to face Yerushalayim. We're going to send a prayer. Blessing this, this convocation coming together in the word of the Most High. So, let Elder Marshall, we're doing a reading tonight. I'm Minister Shalom, those that may be logging on for the first time. All right. So with that, we say, Amadi Mopanya Yerushalayim, stand and face Jerusalem. We're going to send the prayer that is written, Psalm 67.
The book of Psalms, chapter 67. O Yahweh, be merciful unto us, and bless us, and cause his face to shine upon us, Salah. That thy way may be known upon earth, thy saving health among all nations. Let the people praise thee, O Yahweh. Let all the people praise thee. Oh, let the nations be glad and sing for joy. For thou shalt judge the people righteously and govern the nations upon the earth. Salah. Let the people praise thee, O Yahweh. Let all the people praise thee. Then shall the earth yield her increase, and the Most High, even our own power, shall bless us. Yahweh shall bless us, and all the ends of the earth shall fear him. Ba'ashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, the Wadah Finyat, Amen.
Amen. All right, hallelujah. All the nations of earth shall fear the Most High Yahweh. So we're going to get right into these scriptures. Let's get Colossians 3, verse 17. Say Colossians 3, verse 17.
Book of Colossians, chapter 3, and verse 17. Colossians 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all by Hashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to the Elohim and Abanawa by him, by Hashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, the Wadah Finyat, Amen.
Right. Giving all praises to the power in the name of the Mashiach Yahweh Shai. All right, so first let's start out with Zephaniah 2, verse 1. Let's get started with the instruction. All right, Zephaniah 2, verse 1. We're going to go through some things, and a lot of people, they got a lot of people out there that they're against camps and assemblies. You know, they want to do their thing on their own. They don't want to be a part of no camp. They say, I don't be a part of no camp. You know, we no camp, brethren. Like that's something to be boastful about. When, let's see, the Most High called us to assemble. Right? Whether you call it camp, you call it church, you know, the Most High called it to assemble in a congregation. And we're going to prove all those things according to the word. Read that.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, right? Before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon you.
Right, so the Most High said you got to gather together before judgment. A lot of people waiting for the judgment, then they're going to gather together. The Most High clearly gave us instruction. Gather together before the decree break forth. Before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon us. So we cannot wait for, now we see the bombs dropping, now you want to show up at the service with the brother. All the time you live around the corner and you ain't got time for the brother because it's easier to not assemble. I'll admit, it's more difficult to assemble sometimes because then you got to deal with all these different spirits. But at the same time, it's a blessing. Scripture say, iron sharpens iron. So you need to be amongst brethren that's in like mind like yourself. Okay? And it's instruction from the Most High. Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourselves together. And the Father said it's a beautiful thing. Give me Psalms 133, verse 1. The Father said it's a beautiful thing when we gather together. It's not a hurtful thing or a hateful thing. Right? It's not something the Most High frowned upon. This is something the Most High blessed. He blessed our union. Watch this.
Psalms 133.
Uh-huh.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together.
To dwell where?
Dwell together.
Dwell together. How beautiful is for brethren to dwell together. So the Father said we got to come together. All right? Read on.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
In unity. Now when we come together, we got to have a unified mind. All right? You can't be a part of the Hebrew Israelite community without any unity. All right? If you look at the word community, it's two words put together. Common, unity. Right? That's what a community is. Those that have a common unity, common unified mind state. Then you're a part of the Hebrew Israelite community. Wherever you are, you know, out there in this earth, there's brothers and sisters getting together. You need to get with them brothers and sisters. This is what the Father commanded us. We're not making this up. All right? Let's get Hebrews 10 and verse 25. We're not coming up with this out of our own mind, our own spirit. There's instruction in this Bible. Okay? We know we ought to follow the words, the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High God. This is this instruction. Right? And lean not upon our own understanding. We'll get that in a moment, but let's read on.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 25.
Come on.
Not forsaking the assembly.
Not do what?
Not forsaking the assembly.
Not forsaking the assembly. What does it mean to forsake? It means to leave it. The scripture says, not forsake the assembly. Read on.
Of ourselves together.
Of ourselves together. So we got to come together, Israel. All right? Whether it be, like I said, if you're not in the camp, get with some brethren, come together. I don't care what you call it. Call it an assembly. Right? Call it a congregation. Some schools, they call it a school. Right here, a lot of Zion, we call it a school. You got to come to the school. Right? This is where we come together. We come here to learn. Okay? Some brothers get together, they call it a church. Right? Right? So we have to understand assembling, however you assemble, whatever you call it, is very important in the eyes of the Most High. Read that again.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 25.
Uh-huh.
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together.
Right.
As the manner of some is,
right?
but exhorting one another.
Right, as a manner of some is. So there always was that spirit on certain brothers and sisters that say, "Oh, I don't want to get with nobody. I'm gonna be by myself. I'm a loner spirit, right? I just want to be by myself." Right? That's not what the Most High called us to do, man. You are a loner spirit. You're doing your own thing, and not the will of the Most High. If you are able to assemble and you don't assemble, you're breaking the commandment of the Most High God. Hold on, give me Psalms 149 and verse 1. Psalms 149, verse 1. If you're able to assemble and you choose not to assemble, you're disobedient to the word of the Heavenly Father. You need to repent, come back to the Most High, keep all his commandments, not the ones that you just choose to keep, and assemble with your brothers and your sisters. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 149 and verse 1.
Come on.
Praise ye the Most High. Sing unto the Most High a new song.
What song?
A new song.
Sing unto the Most High a new song. Praise him. All right? So we know we got to praise him. Nobody got a problem with that. We got to sing unto him. Nobody got a problem with that. Read on.
And his praise in the congregation of saints.
In the what?
And his praise in the congregation of saints.
In the congregation of saints. Congregation. What is a congregation? Right? What does it mean to congregate? It means to what? Gather. All these scriptures saying the same thing. We must gather. But if we're going to gather now we know, we went through enough scriptures that told us that we got to gather. I think we got that understanding right now. If you got that understanding yet, go back over those scriptures we went over and try to make it see that it means something else. But we're going to go with the spirit, and we got enough scriptures saying we have to gather. So now when we gather, there's a certain type of assembly we must have, right? Give me Acts 19 and 39. Matter of fact, go back to Hebrews 10 and 25, because we have some more meat right there, more instruction on the gathering. Now we're looking at how to gather. So read 26.
I can finish 25.
All right, read 25 again.
Hebrews 10 verse 25.
Not
forsaking the assembly of ourselves together.
Come on.
As the manner of some is.
Right.
But exhorting one another.
Right.
And so much the more as ye see the day approaching.
Right. Don't you see the day approaching? Don't you see the judgment coming on this world? Don't you see Esau is in derision? These nations is falling apart. So you should be more in tune with the gathering, with the bringing together of Israel. Now that you see judgment happening, right? Exhorting one another. What does that mean? Encouraging one another. Encouraging one another to do the will of the Most High. Read.
Verse 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth.
Right. So now that you receive knowledge, right? Now you know in your spirit that you got to assemble, and you still refuse to assemble. Now you're doing what is called willful sin. Okay? Because I think you've been clear with all the scriptures you went through that we must assemble. So if you're still sitting back in your house saying, I'm not assembling brothers, I ain't got time for brothers. Brothers get together in this problem and that problem, and this, or sisters talk about each other. I don't know sisters talking about me. You got all these excuses that's not scriptural, or why you're not gathering. You are now doing what is called willful sin. All right, read.
For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth.
Come on.
There remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
That's right. You can't go get a bullock and a ram anymore. Right? You can't get it cleansed because you're just being hard-headed. Right? Read on.
But a certain fearful looking for of judgment,
right,
and a fiery indignation which shall devour the adversaries. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses.
So before we get there, a certain fearful, what? Looking about judgment. That's what we have now. When we do wickedly, we looking around. We don't know where the judgment gonna come from. There's no person that's gonna pull out that task that we know, okay, I don't want the high priest to see me, or I don't want, I got a duck from Moses, from Eleazar, from Phoenix, before he bring the stabs on me. We don't have that situation now. You don't know where the judgment is coming from. You got a fearful looking about for that judgment. You don't know which way it's coming from. So we know we're not to sin willfully. All right? Let's drop that. Move on to Acts 19, verse 39. Acts 19, verse 39. So we got it clear now. We know we're supposed to gather. We know we're supposed to come together. Don't let those seducing spirits come tell you otherwise. You know what I mean? And say, oh no, you don't need nobody. Just you and your scripture, right? Or go get yourself a two-seater. Just me and my chick, right? Like Tupac or something. Right? Nah, you get with your brothers and your sisters in this truth, man. We all play a role, right? We all play a role in the building of this body, man. You got it out?
Okay.
Read that.
Acts chapter 19, verse 39.
Come on.
But if ye inquire anything concerning other matters,
come on,
it shall be determined in a lawful assembly.
In a what?
In a lawful assembly.
We gotta have lawful assemblies. That's what things are determined. Because if you don't go to a lawful assembly, you got things pop in your own mind. You start seeing stuff in the scripture, it ain't there. You don't got a brother that listen, I seen this in the scripture. Bounce it off a brother and then come back at you like, did you consider this, that, and the third? Right? Or you might be right. But if you don't have nobody around you to correct you, to sharpen your word, and you're in your island by yourself, you start thinking all kind of breakdowns. Your mind starts going out of the stratosphere because you're not around Aki. Okay? Next thing you know, the Shabbat is Monday. Next thing you know don't know when high holy days are. Simple things become complex because why? You isolate yourself. You're not amongst the congregation. You're not in the congregation of the saints. You're by yourself. You're on the one side, right? So there's no one to check you when your thoughts go astray. Okay. Read on.
Verse 40. We are in danger to be called in question.
Right, we're in danger to be called in question, man. Right? Why you do what you do? So we got to make sure we know why we do what we do. All right, drop that. Give me Proverbs 11:13. So now that's one of the big benefits of being in a congregation. Before you give me that, read Proverbs 3 and 5. Read Proverbs 3 and 5. Before we get that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Most High.
Right.
With all thy heart.
Come on.
And lean not unto thy own understanding.
Right, you gotta be careful if you're doing things in your own understanding. Who do you check that off? Right? Did you get some counsel on a matter? Or you just went off with your own understanding? Right? Just you and your own spirit. Right? You didn't check with anybody. And when people come and try to explain and you get used to that loner spirit, next you don't want to get no instruction. Now nobody can teach you. You can't learn nothing from nobody because you're not used to learning anything. Because you think you know everything. Right? Because you're leaning on your own understanding. Right? The scriptures say, give me the Apocrypha. And get Ecclesiasticus 37.
Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 37, verse 12. You have the red Apocrypha, it's page 92. But be continually with a righteous man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Most High, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee. if thou shalt miscarry.
Right.
Read on.
Read that again.
Sirach 37, verse 12. But be continually with a righteous man,
right,
whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Most High.
Yeah, be continually with a righteous man, meaning that be amongst your brethren, that you know what? Keeping Torah. Read on.
Whose mind is according to thy mind,
right,
and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry.
Yeah, we're saying you going off, they're looking out for you. Right? If you're going astray, if you're going off, they're looking out for you. Right? They're not trying to hinder you, oppress you, anything like that. They're looking out for you. But if you're used to being by yourself, you're gonna get offense when correction comes. A lot of others get offended when they get corrected. Why? Because they're not used to being corrected. Right? The scripture say the righteous wants to love correction. What's that scripture? Proverbs. I don't know. It's gonna come to me. Right? The righteous love correction. You're supposed to love correction. Why? Because correction is an opportunity for you to be better. Right? That's your opportunity to be better. Give me Proverbs 27:17. Proverbs 27:17. You never get corrected. How could you get better? Explain that to me. Right. That don't mean you wicked and somebody correct you. That means you just need to get be educated on a certain topic. Read.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 17.
Come on.
Iron sharpeneth iron.
What?
Iron sharpeneth iron.
I mean, that's straightforward. Iron sharpeneth iron, man. You studying, you in the scriptures, you need to be around brothers that study and be in the scriptures. Why? Because iron sharpeneth iron. All right, you iron and you hanging out with wood. You might think you so tough, but iron sharpeneth iron. Right, we know?
Iron sharpeneth iron. So a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend.
Right, a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. That's what you have here. That's about the males and the female. You a sister, you need to get around sisters, right? That's trying to do the same thing you're trying to do. Because you're around the wicked, next you know what? You're going to be what? Dressing like the wicked, acting like the wicked, speaking like them. But you're around your sisters that's in this truth, you're going to start what? It's going to build you up to what? To bring out the righteousness that's within you. Bring out the kingdom that's within you. Why? Because you're around those that's bringing that kingdom out. Don't isolate yourself from your brothers and sisters in this truth, man. Right? Especially these, now you got a time of the year, we got these holidays, these wicked assemblies going on. They gathering together. You need to be gathering together with the righteous, man. So you're not gathering together with the wicked. Is that on that? What's the next verse?
No.
Yeah, that verse stands alone, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Now give me Proverbs 11:13. Proverbs 11:13.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 13.
Come on.
A talebearer.
A what?
A talebearer.
Okay, let's get right into it. Right? You know?
Reveal secrets.
Reveal secrets. So now, scripture say you got to be around righteous. They say you got to gather together. You got to be around the righteous. Now you get in the assembly of the righteous. You got to operate a certain way. You can't be a talebearer in the midst of the righteous. All right. What does that mean? You carry information. You know, there was an old song back in the blabbermouth, right? I just want to talk about people, right? I don't even have all the information, filling in the blanks with your own sensational story, right? We see it happen in all the camps, right? But you know why it happens? Because we be bringing them Negro mentalities to this truth, man. When you get in this truth, you got to leave off being a Negro and become a Hebrew. Hebrews don't talebearer. Negroes talebearer. Right? Read on.
Proverbs 11:13. A talebearer revealeth secrets.
Come on.
But he that is of a faithful spirit.
Of a what?
He that is of a faithful spirit.
Come on.
Concealeth the matter.
He does what?
Concealeth the matter.
He don't go running his mouth off on everything. Right? It's not that we try to hold a secret, but certain things don't need to be, it's not necessary. Okay. Things are revealed when there's a matter. If there's sin, the sin got to be exposed and dealt with. But if it's just somebody's personal dealings, that's how you build friendships. Right? That's how you build friendships. You can go to this person, y'all can talk about some person, and they're going to be on the front page news. Right? And they're going to be live at 5. Right? This just in. Extra. Read all about it. Right? It ain't going to be there. It's going to be what? Between you and that person. Right? This is scripture. We'll get it all out of scripture. Right? We'll get it all out of scripture. It's not my opinion. This is what the word said. Okay. Give Proverbs 18 and 8.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
The words of a talebearer are as wounds.
As what?
Are as wounds.
What's a wound? A wound is that you get cut and it's not really bleeding, but the skin is still open. That means what? Sensitive. It can get infected real easy. Read on.
And they go down into the innermost parts of the belly.
Right?
He also that is slothful.
I'm sorry, read it again.
Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
The words of a talebearer are as wounds.
Right, the words of a talebearer is as wounds. All right. So you taking people's information, you traveling around with it, it's like you cutting that person. Read on.
And they go down into the innermost parts of the belly.
Right, and it's a deep wound, like an ulcer. Right? Inside your stomach, inside your belly, right? Proverbs 20, verse 19. Right? Read that. Proverbs 20, verse 19. There's a talebearer that's not going to be tolerated. Not at Light of Zion or any other congregation of that. We have to learn as Hebrews, when to speak, when not to speak, what make our speech be what seasoned with salt, right? To the edifying, right? So we got to make sure we speak. There's a purpose to what we say. We're not just talking to be talking. All right? Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 19.
Uh-huh.
He that goeth about as a talebearer,
right,
revealeth secrets.
Right.
Therefore, meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips.
Right. So somebody always telling you about somebody else. That's a key not to tell them about yourself. Right. Don't meddle not with somebody that always flattering with their lips. Right? Always talking. Always got something to say about somebody. You got something to say about somebody else, and you got something to say about me. All right. Unfortunately, we have those spirits we got to deal with from time to time, but we got to be more mindful as Hebrews. There's instruction in this book on how to deal, how to assemble without strife, without issue, without problems. Right? If we don't assemble the right way, we're going to be assembling to strife. What sense does that make? We come together and we strive with one another. Right? Give me Proverbs 26:20. These things bring anger. All right, read.
Look at Proverbs 26 and 20. Where no wood is,
right,
there the fire goeth out. So where there is no talebearing,
right,
the strife ceased.
The strife what?
Ceased.
The strife ceased. There might have been an issue, a problem between two people. They can dead that issue right there. But if somebody's going to be a talebearer, they're going to carry that story all around. And add a little extra hype on it. So that the situation can't die. Okay? These are all attributes of a talebearer. If you find yourself with any of these attributes or guilty of any of these things, repent. Right? Repent unto the Most High and do it no more. Right? Matter of fact, give me that. Give me Ecclesiasticus 21. Ecclesiasticus 21 and 1.
The book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 21, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
My son,
right?
Hast thou sinned?
Has thou what?
Hast thou sinned?
Have you found yourself guilty of any of these that we went over so far? We don't?
Do so no more.
Do it no more. That's all we bring it out for. We bring it out that it's not done anymore. We're not bringing it out to accuse anybody or single anybody out, but we bring it out that it's not done anymore. We don't?
But ask pardon for thy former sins.
But if you find yourself guilty of any of these acts, ask pardon. All right? Meaning that what? Repent. Apologize to the Most High and the person that you might have wronged. Right? We don't?
Flee from sin,
right?
As from the face of a serpent.
Right. If you've been corrected in this work, in these ways, in these works, from now on, flee that whole type of condition. Flee from sin. You know something's going to bring you into a bad way? Stay far from it. If you know somebody got a tale-bearing spirit, don't listen to their tales. We don't?
Flee from sin, as from the face of a serpent.
Right.
For if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee.
Right. It will bite thee, tear thee up. Go back to Proverbs 26 and 20.
I went into Sirach 19.
It's coming.
Okay. What do you want? Proverbs
26 and 20.
26. Proverbs 26 and verse 20.
Come on.
Where no wood is,
right,
there the fire goeth out.
Come on.
So where there is no tale-bearing,
right,
the strife cease.
Right, the strife cease. And that's what we all should want to see in our assemblies. We shouldn't be assembling and striving with one another, fighting and arguing, biting and scratching, as the scriptures say. Like tearing each other up instead of building each other up. Right, read on.
As coals are to burning coals,
right,
and wood to fire,
come on,
so is a contentious man to kindle strife.
That's right, a contentious man to kindle strife. And a man that want to cause problems. Right? I believe there's a scripture that talks about one that soweth discord.
Right.
Right? You don't want to be that contentious man that want to always have a problem with something, and then want to cause brothers and everybody to feel uncomfortable with what you got to say because you're contemptuous. You know what I mean? Contemptuous is somebody that always want to see a problem. All right? And what don't like to see people in harmony. Right? Yeah, Proverbs 6 and 14.
You want that?
No.
Okay.
Hold on. Sorry, Proverbs 6 and 19. Yeah. Matter of fact, start with 14, Proverbs 6 and 14. Read down to 19. Yeah, give me that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 14.
Yeah.
Proverbs 6 and 14.
Come on.
Frowardness is in his heart.
Right, frowardness in his heart. What's frowardness? Pride. Being prideful, you know?
He devises mischief,
right,
continually.
Right.
He soweth discord.
That's right. He devises mischief, soweth discord. These are the works of Satan. When Satan is in the midst, here come the discord. Here come the contemptuous behavior. Right? Here come the strife and the problems and the issues. Oh, I ain't gonna talk to me like that. Why they looking at me like that? All that type of spirit. Right? I'm this, you this. That's not of the Most High. Right? That's not of harmony. That's not of righteousness. That's not of togetherness. Everything that we read earlier. That's not of the congregation of the saints. Read on.
Verse 15. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly.
Right?
Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy.
Right. The Most High going to deal with that spirit that try to sow discord amongst good, sincere, righteous children of the Most High Hebrew Israelites. If you want to come amongst those that are living right, you got to get right. If you don't get right, the Most High going to get you out. Read on.
Verse 16. These 6 things doth the Most High hate.
Come on.
Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him.
Read.
A proud look.
Right.
A lying tongue.
Right. A proud look. A lying tongue. When they're telling lies to the brethren, defrauding each other. Right. Read on.
And hands that shed innocent blood.
Hands that shed innocent blood. You know. You want to be strifeful. Want to fight. Want to cause pain and hurt on other people. Right. Amongst Israel. This is not how we operate. Remember, this class is about talebearing, but it's also about how to righteously assemble. How do we come together and don't have no issue, no schism, no schism in the body? These things bring schisms in the body. Coming together, physically coming together, is one part of the puzzle. The other part is that we gotta be in that unified mind and make sure we're protecting the assembly and let no evil spirit come amongst. Read.
Verse 18. And heart that deviseth wicked imaginations.
Right.
Feet that be swift in running to mischief.
Come on.
A false witness.
A what?
A false witness.
A false witness, a liar. Somebody said they saw something or somebody did something and they don't even know they did it or not. They didn't see anything. You're a false witness. Oh yeah, I know he did it. It had to have been him. Anybody ever said that to you? Oh, it had to be him. That means you don't know that it's him. Right? Because if you say it had to be, then you didn't see it. You didn't hear it. But you're just assuming it is. We can't have that spirit. The scripture says it's against the law to be, what scripture says it's against the law to be, or I should say it's wicked to be suspicious. Scripture talk about being suspicious. I'm going to get that verse too. Right? We're not supposed to be suspicious of one another. And the side, you probably know, and probably, you can't have that thought in their mind yet. He probably this, he probably that. That's a suspicious spirit. Right? We have to have that spirit. Read that.
Proverbs 6 and verse 19. A false witness that speak of lies, and he that soweth discord among the brethren.
Right. He that soweth. Moses said he hates that. He hates you if you sow discord amongst the brethren. So that gives, if you needed a reason why not to do it, that's the best reason right there. You are so discord amongst brethren, the Most High hates you. Okay? He's not with that. So we make sure that we're not guilty of that. And we're always looking for the betterment of our brothers, right? And our sisters. And if you're a sister, you're looking for the betterment of your sisters. Right? Build them up, edify it. Right? Read on.
My son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother.
All right, let's go on to something else. That's verse 22.
Now it's 20.
Proverbs 26, 20.
Oh no, that was on Proverbs 6. You want to go back to Proverbs?
Let's go back to Proverbs 26. Proverbs 26.
Proverbs 26 and verse 21. As coals are to burning coals and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife.
Right.
The words of a talebearer are as wounds. They go down into the innermost parts of the belly. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a sepulchre.
A sepulchre. Sepulchre. Right, what is a sepulchre? It's where you put a dead body. Right? We know.
Covered with silver dross.
Just dressed up nicely. It's full of dead things. You know.
He that hateth dissemblingly,
What?
he that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him, when he speaketh fair, believe him not.
Right. So let's look at that. Let's look at that. Let's read that again. Let's read it slowly. Right.
He, verse 24. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him.
Oh, what are you reading at?
24, 26 and 24.
Read it one more time. 26, 24.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 26, and verse 24. He that hateth dissembleth,
right, with his lips.
With his lips.
Right, stop there. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips. What does it mean to dissembleth? Right? That's the opposite of assembleth.
Right.
Dissembleth means what? He brings separation. Right. With his lips, with his speech. He caused people to what? To separate themselves from each other. Because he talking to one person about another person, talking to this woman about another woman, right? That dissembleth, that separates us, right? He said, he that hateth do these things. So that's a hateful act to do, all right? Read on.
He that hateth dissembleth,
right,
with his lips,
come on,
and layeth up deceit within him, when he speaketh fair, believe him not.
Right.
For there are 7 abominations in his heart.
Right. So even when he's speaking well, you can't believe him. Right? He's speaking fair. He might say something good, but don't watch. You got to watch him because he got spirits. He got other spirits. The other things he's up to, trying to cause problems and strife, separation. We got to make sure we don't have that spirit amongst us. All right. Jump down to 28.
Proverbs 26, verse 28. A lying tongue,
right,
hateth those that are afflicted by it.
Right.
And a flattering mouth worketh ruin.
Right, worketh ruin. Right? A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it. So if I want to show someone hate, what I would do, I lie on them. Or I lie about them. That's a hateful act to do about somebody. Right? Whatever it is, you're not to lie on your brother or your sister. Okay? You're not supposed to tell an untrue report or assume things that you don't know it to be the fact on your brother or sister. If you have a question and you might think that there's an issue, you go to that brother or sister. All right? But these actions dissembleth, right? It kills the assembly. And we don't want to be guilty of killing the assembly. And most I said, this is one of the things he hates, one that caused discord. Proverbs 22 and 9. Proverbs 22, verse 9.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 22, and verse 9. He that have a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor.
Right, he that have a bountiful eye, and he's looking for the best for everybody. He giving his bread to the poor. He taking care of everything that needs to be taken care of. He's going to be blessed. Read on.
Cast out the scorner.
Cast out what?
The scorner.
Right.
And contention shall go out.
Right.
Yea, strife and reproach shall cease.
Right, but if you got a scorner amongst you, one that just keep kind of down talk on people, try to ridicule people, right? These are the things that kill the assembly. All right? Cast them out. Why? Because he's only going to cause ruin. He's going to cause strife that's going to bring forth ruin. Right? If you got a spirit like that upon you, cast that spirit out of you. Right? Now, when we say cast them out, we're not saying, we're going to start throwing brothers out, sisters out of the congregation. That's not the spirit. What we're going to do is throw that spirit that's on that sister or that spirit that's on that brother out of the congregation. But we got to expose that spirit first. Once we got that spirit exposed, unless that person want to hold on to that spirit, well, then they got to go with that spirit. But if that person is willing to let that go, get it out of their system, then what? Then they're good. Then we're good. Okay. The scriptures say, if your right eye offends thee, pluck it out. Okay. So you have an offensive part of your personality that you need to deal with in your own body. Get rid of it. All right. So that we can what? So the assembly can dwell in harmony and in righteousness. Okay. Read on.
Verse 11. He that loveth pureness of heart for the grace of his lips, the king shall be his friend.
Right.
The eyes of the Most High preserve knowledge, and he overthroweth the words of the transgressor.
Come on.
The slothful man saith, there is a lion without. I shall be slain in the streets.
Read.
The mouth of a strange woman is a deep pit. He that abhorreth of the Most High shall fall therein.
Read that again.
The mouth of a strange woman is a deep pit.
Right.
Or of the Most High,
right,
shall fall therein.
Right. So what? Don't be led astray. Don't be seduced. All right. Sometimes scriptures say about a woman. You know, a woman is also a representative of a doctrine or philosophy. That's also called a woman in the scriptures. Okay. And we got to be mindful of that, not to get swayed, okay, and seduced by things we heard someone say. But you do your own due diligence, your own research. This way, when you're asked about what is it you're bringing out, then you have the facts, right? But if not, then what? You know, I mean, you could be considered, one to sow discord and problems amongst your brethren. Read on.
Verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child,
right?
But the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
Right. So what? As a children, we're punished when we do wickedly. We're punished, and what happens? That foolish thing we did is drawn from us. Right? So if someone gets chastised, the idea is that what? This chastening is going to make them what? Better on the other side. Just like when we punish our children. You get a chastening, and what? They let go of that thing that they were holding on to. Right? It's not for them to hold on to it tighter. Right? And the more you beat them, the more wicked they want to be. No. That's the wrong understanding. All right? The chastening is supposed to what? Drive the folly away. Okay. So let's keep that in mind as we assemble. And brothers brought to counsel, take it. This way you're built up. If sisters brought to counsel, take it. This way you're better on the other side. That's the most beautiful thing. No one can speak against that. Right? You're real wicked if somebody comes to counsel, they get corrected, they take the correction, and somebody still want to bring something up. That person is wicked. Once somebody repent from something, you say you make no mention of that sin anymore. Okay. Somebody brings something out, they corrected on it, we ain't bringing it back up again. Right. Trying to condemn the person to former works. All right. So once someone's corrected, stay corrected, move forward. Everybody's to move forward with it. All right. That's in Ezekiel 18. I'm not going to go there right now. All right. Ecclesiastes 19. Going over these because these are the things that destroy assemblies. We here at Light of Zion, we pride ourselves in a beautiful assembly. We've had a beautiful assembly for a lot of years. Right? We have a beautiful assembly because we protect that assembly with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding contained in the Holy Scriptures. We expect every brother and sister that assembles, not just here, but wherever you assemble at, that you make sure you protect the assembly. And if there's a spirit in the midst that's not right, you cast that spirit out. You can cast the spirit out without casting the carry of that spirit. if the carrier lets it go. Okay, they gotta let it go. All right, once it's exposed, they gotta let it go. Read what you got.
You start at 5?
Um,
5.
Time.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19, verse 5. You have the Red Apocrypha, page 81. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned.
Right.
But he that resisteth pleasures crowneth his life.
Right. He that resisteth pleasures crowneth. Maybe it's a juicy story. Ooh, you got some good information. You can't hold. You got to tell somebody. But he that resists pleasures, we think something is comical or whatever you might think it is. Resist that thought. It might feel good to get it off your chest, but resist it. And make sure you do the right thing with that information. All right? Doing the right thing is more important than doing what you feel like doing right now. All right? Doing the right thing. Hold tight. Have some patience in your spirit and figure out the right steps to make, the right words to speak. Right? That shows obedience to the Most High God. Okay? Remember, the Holy Spirit is the spirit of discipline. We got to have that discipline of us to be able to perform what we read. Read.
Verse 6. He that can rule his tongue shall live without strife.
What does that mean to rule your tongue? That means control your mouth. Right? We'll live without strife. You control your mouth, you can live without strife. Read on.
And he that hateth babbling shall have less evil.
Right. He that hateth babbling, that way. He don't want to hear the story. He don't want to get into a long conversation about somebody else. You hate that. You hate babbling. You don't want to hear that. Okay. Judgment, righteousness is quick. It's a quickening spirit. It's not a long, drawn-out spirit. It's a quick spirit. Right? Wrong. Move on. Right? That's a quick spirit. You hear all the whole story and everybody fit. Come on, man. We're indulging in people's lives. And we're going to read that in scripture. That's not ought to be so. Read on.
Rehearse not unto another that which is told unto thee.
Right, so now we're going into the friendship. Right? We said, rehearse not to another that which is told unto you. This is just being a friend. Right? Let me that, prove your friends.
6.
Hold on, Sirach 6 and 7. Sirach 6 and 7.
The book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 7, page 73.
Well,
if thou wouldest get a friend,
right,
prove him first,
right,
and be not hasty to credit him.
Right, so what? When you get a friend, prove him first. See if your friend can hold some water. All right? Before you fill his cup. All right? Put a little bit of water in his cup and see what he do with it. All right? This is how we get to know one another. All right? Go back to
Sirach 19.
Sirach 19.
And verse 7. Rehearse not unto another that which is told unto thee, and thou shalt fear never the worst.
Right, so don't rehearse. I'll tell you something in confidence, and you want to like blab it all over town. Rehearse, yeah, and they said he did it like this, and he went like that, and you got all the antics, putting on a whole performance of what somebody else did. All right, read on.
Whether it be to friend or foe.
Whether it be somebody you're cool with or somebody you're not cool with. Read on.
Talk not of other man's lives.
Right, so you don't have a right. You know what I mean? A lot of brothers, you know, we see other people go through drama. You know, somebody we may not be very fond of. We get excited. Like we happy to see them go through something. We make ourselves enemies to people, man, when we do that. You know, that's not a righteous spirit. You know what I mean? See a brother, even when he he's in his camp, not in his camp, and he's going through a hard time with a situation, all I can pray is that he learns from it. But I'm not going to glory and bask in his downfall or in his trial. We just pray that he learns from it. Pray that he come out of it wiser. You know what I mean? And if there's any other spirits upon that same person, maybe the situation will reveal it to him. All right? As Israelites, we see other camps go through things. And, a lot of times we glorify, we laugh at them, And that's not the right spirit. That's not the spirit of the Most High Yahweh. Because if we're a nation, it doesn't matter what group you're with. Right? We're a nation. I mean, so if our wise men, they go through issues, go through problems, pray for them. Pray that they learn and they see the ills of their ways and they repent quickly. Right? This is the spirit that Most High is trying to bring us to. This is how we become the children. The Mashiach said this is how we become his children. Get that real quick. Let's get that real quick. Get Matthew. All this instruction is in Scripture. We read it. Do we get it, though? Matthew 5, 5th chapter. 544. 543. 543.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 43.
Come on.
Ye have heard that it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy.
Right.
But I say unto you, love your enemies.
Right.
Bless them that curse you.
Come on.
Do good to them that hate you.
Read.
And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Right, because your enemy has changed. See, there was a time where we was clear of what enemy was. Wartime, it's called. Right? Scripture says there's a time for peace, there's a time for war. Right? When your enemy is clear in their sights, they come to kill you, kill them before they kill you. Right? That's wartime. But now a man's foes are those in his own house. It's a different type of battle. It's a spiritual battle now. Right? It's not a carnal battle. It's not a guerrilla warfare battle. Right now it's a spiritual battle. And sometimes you're gonna find yourself in situations where your enemies are loved ones. You're going to have to learn how to love them even though they're an enemy to you. Because where does the word enemy come from? What is that word in Hebrew? What is that word in Hebrew? Enemy. Comes from the word, because in Hebrew is adversary. And that's where you get the word Satan from. In Hebrew is shaitan. Shaitan means adversary or enemy. That's all it means. So when you have an adversary and enemy, there's what? There's a satanic spirit between you and that person. Right? Somebody got a demon on them. Right? Pray that it's not you. But somebody got the devil in them when there's enemies and adversaries. Right? Right? We try to be on the side of the righteous, the light. Right? Said the righteous, right, and the wicked, they're at odds in this kingdom. Scripture says, Moses said he set one against another. The righteous against the wicked against the righteous. It's all written. So that's why there's that satanic spirit between the enemies. Okay? Read that again.
Matthew 5:43. Ye have heard that it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy.
Right.
But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you.
Right.
Do good to them that hate you,
right?
and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Right. So what? We got to pray for enemies. We got to stay righteous no matter what. We got to stay righteous. They want to draw you away from your righteousness. Right? You righteousness till somebody make you mad. Then you're allowed to be wicked. What scripture is that? Right? Scripture say, be angry and what? Sin not. Let not the sun go down upon thy wrath. That's scripture. Right? So we can be angry, but we sin not. You know?
Verse 45, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven.
That ye may be the children of your Father that's in heaven. So it's not, you want to be called a child of the Most High, a child of the power of Yahweh, children of Israel, children of the light. This takes work. This takes effort. This takes change. This takes you doing things differently than you've done it before. You can't lean on your own understanding. You have to do things different. You might have to put yourself in a vulnerable situation just to prove the Most High right. Read.
That ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven.
Come on.
For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil,
right,
and on the good,
right,
and setteth rain on the just,
right,
and on the unjust.
Right. You see the unjust flourishing. The wicked is flourishing in this kingdom. What scriptures say, thou know when the wicked flourish, is that they what? They should be cut off. We know the end of the wicked flourish. But the Most High let them go ahead. Because they are appointed for a time. Everything has a time. Everything has a season. Right? That's why she say, and that knowing the time, then now it is high time to repent. Okay? Everything has a time and a season. This is repentance time. We're living in a repentive time. Israel is repenting. Israel is waking up. Israel is reviving. That's what's happening now. Wartime is over the horizon. It's coming. Better prepare yourself for it. Okay. But also prepare yourself for time of peace. Right? That's coming too. Shalom is coming. Right? It's time for your chak. It's time for shalom. All right? Read.
Verse 46. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye?
Come on.
Do not even the publicans the same?
Right. The wicked do the same thing. The wicked get together. Right? They assemble. How bad are you? When you get together, you only assemble with people you like. Well, I don't know them brothers, so I'm not going over there. I don't know those sisters, so I'm not going over there. We got to go everywhere. We the children of the light. How are you going to hide the light of the Most High? We need to go everywhere. They should be like the Israelites again. Whether they want to see us or they don't want to see us. We go out in the street and we give them love at the top of our lungs. Thus saith the Most High. Whether they want to hear or forbear, they will know there was a prophet amongst them. Okay? That's got to be a spirit. That's not a weak spirit. That's a strong spirit. It's harder to show somebody love that's not showing it to you. That they return the same hateful acts that the person did to you. They talebear against you, you talebear against them. Right? They lie on you, you lie on them. That's easy. How about they lie on you and you still stay honest? That's a lot more difficult to do. That's the strongest spirit. They bring fire, you bring that water. Right? That's how you put it. Not they bring fire, you go get fire too. Right? Not railing for railing, as the scripture said, but contrary-wise blessing. Right? Read on.
For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same?
Right.
And if ye salute your brethren only,
right,
what do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans so?
Right, you salute only your brother. You know, only your camp members. Oh, you from a different, I don't salute you, brother. I don't know you, brother. Right? They have a camp that goes around, calls every other brother that's not in their camp, they call them the rebelites. We all rebelites because we're not part of your school. How wicked is that? All those things that come to naught. It's time we live in a redemption time. We went over that Shabbat, right? It was Shabbat we went over, knowing the time we're living in, proving that these are the last days. Okay, we went over that Saturday service, right? Proving that these are the last days. This is the time where all them lines get erased. Most High looking for who really about His law, His righteousness, and His commandments, and who playing the game, who just will be a part of the club, who just will be down with the group. That's why a lot of these brothers that say they don't want to join camps, because camps, right, are a lot of times have a lot of Negro mentality in them. But we got to be an example of a righteous camp, a righteous assembly, a righteous congregation. We got to do it now. If you're so righteous outside the congregation, come in the congregation and be righteous amongst the brothers. Right? You got to learn brotherhood. How you gonna learn brotherhood by yourself? Right? What do you call it? Instead of being out there in the highways and byways, you're in the what? What's it, the hallways and the doorways. How you gonna learn brotherhood in the hallways and the doorways? Being a couch Israelite. All right? You gotta come out. Be amongst your brothers and your sisters. Read.
Verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect.
Be ye what?
Be ye therefore perfect.
If you can do this, then you'll be perfect in the sight of the Most High. That's why it said therefore. Because you are able to accomplish these things. Then what? You'll be perfect in the eyes of the Most High God. Read.
Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father, which is in heaven, is perfect.
Right, he's trying to match you to him. He put the rain on the wicked and the righteous. He put the sunlight on the wicked and the righteous. Until the time comes when you need to take it away. Right? We talking about Egypt, right? Egypt had sun and rain like everybody else, but they were getting their illustrious, blessed kingdom until the Most High said, "Let my people go." And Pharaoh had crazy, right? Then the sun turned off, right? Then the water turned to blood. Then there's why? It's wartime. When wartime come about, all that peace is out. But right now, the Most High, we're living in what? Time of repentance. We're living in the time of revival. Israel's coming back. Right? We're growing. We're becoming a nation again. These lessons are here to learn how to do it suitably. Right? Ecclesiasticus. Let's go back to Ecclesiasticus. Oh yeah. 19 and
8.
19 and 8.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19, verse 8. Whether it be to friend or foe, talk not of other men's lives. And if thou canst without offense, reveal them not. For he heard and observed thee, and when time cometh, he will hate thee.
He will do what?
Hate thee.
Why? Why would he hate you? Because you have told him his business, trying to embarrass the man. He will hate you for that. Right? Hold that and get Ecclesiasticus 20 and 19. Sirach 20 and 19.
Sirach 20 and verse 19. An unseasonable tale.
A what?
An unseasonable tale.
Right. There's a time to talk about things. Maybe counsel. Maybe some. In a controlled environment. Right. But there's also time not to talk about things. Right.
An unseasonable tale.
It's called unseasonable, meaning the wrong time.
Will always be in the mouth of the unwise.
Of the what?
Of the unwise.
It's not very wise to speak things out of turn or not at the right time. You gotta use wisdom. Is this the right time? Is this the right person to discuss this with? Right? Is this person giving some edification on this matter? You got an issue with somebody, you haven't gone to that person, but you're going to other people. You might go to other people for, if you trust the person has some wisdom, so they can guide you, or they should be guiding you right back to the person that you had the issue with. Right? If you had righteous counsel, or to squash the issue in your spirit, right? But not to sit here and how could you say, stir the pot with you, heat up the problem. That's not the right spirit. Is there any more there? 20? No. Yeah, give me Proverbs 25 and 9. I'm going to go back to Sirach. Proverbs 25 and 9. Got some people online. When you get a chance, once you look, see if there's any questions as we're going through this.
Proverbs 29 and verse 9. Debate thy cause.
Right.
With thy neighbor.
With thy what?
With thy neighbor.
Come on.
With thy neighbor himself.
Matter of fact, like you start with 8. Start with verse 8. Kind of full understanding.
Go not forth hastily to strive.
To what?
Strive.
Don't go forth hastily to strive. Don't get angry quickly with your brother or your sister. Don't jump to say, oh, you see what they did? Watch when I see them. Right? I'm going to get them back. I can't have this. This ain't going to go down this way. Right? Don't be hasty to strive. If anything, if you ever see your brother do something that's belief, being a child of the light, be concerned about his soul or her soul. And bring the information to that person with a concern for their well-being. Because the Most High ain't going to always tolerate all our wickedness. He's going to bring judgment on us. He said he's going to start in his house first. Right? So judgment is coming here. All right? Read on.
Proverbs 25 and verse 8. Go not forth hastily to strive, lest thou know not what to do in the end thereof, when thy neighbor hath put thee to shame.
Right. So you might be going to strive with him, right? And you get tossed up. Okay? Put you to shame. You thought you had all the things. What did I say there? I'm going to tear him up. I'm going to give him a piece of my mind. You got that person there and they done corrected you. Because you came there with a strifeful spirit,
Debate thy cause with thy neighbor,
right?
Himself, and discover not a secret to another.
That's right. Right. So what? Debate thy cause with thy neighbor to thyself.
Lest he that heareth it put thee to shame.
Right.
And thy infamy turn not away. Infamy turn not away.
Right.
A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold and pitchers of silver.
Oh, man. Hear that? Read that verse again.
A word fitly spoken.
A word fitly spoken, mean that what? You're speaking correctly. You're saying the right thing the right way. A lot of people say, well, you know, it just came out wrong. Take a minute before you speak. Check your spirit before you open your mouth, and it won't come out wrong. Because that word will be fitly spoken. These are all things that build assemblies. And the failure to do these things destroy assemblies. Read on.
A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold and pitchers of silver.
Right, come on.
As an earring of gold and an ornament of fine gold, so is a wise reprover upon an obedient ear.
Right, a wise reprover on an obedient ear. It's like gold, and it's like gold earrings and gold chain. You know what I mean? You bling it because the person can receive what you said because you said it the right way. Because you said it the right way. You know why? Because you had the right spirit on you when you said it. You wasn't coming to strife. You wasn't coming to beat down. You was coming to build up. You was coming to exhort. You were coming to correct, and you're coming to heal. These are where your spirit got to be. If it's not there, then what? It's going to come out the wrong way. You don't know. It's like you can't get, oranges out of apples, right? You crush the apple, you can only get apple juice. So if your spirit is wrong already, what's going to come out your mouth? You got to get your mind right. Then your words will be right. And once your words is right, if you have an obedient ear, one that wants to serve the Most High, just wants to do what's right in the law, statute, commandments, you know what? They will receive the instruction at your mouth, and they'll be better for it. They'll be corrected, and they'll be blessed for it. It was a priest always say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Right.
Right. And that's what the scripture's talking about right now. Read on.
Verse 13. As the cold of snow in the time of harvest,
right, so
is a faithful messenger to them that send him. For he refresheth the soul of his masters.
Right. So what? As the cold of snow is in the time of harvest. All right, so we know that these things are right on time. Harvest time, you harvest your things, and here comes the cold, right there, right on time. All right, that's how that messenger is to those that sent him, as he's speaking the right way. So we know we're messengers of the Most High Yah. So we got to speak the right way, deliver his message the right way, so it must be understood the right way. Okay. We can't beat our people up. We can't cuss our people out. We should not be cussing each other out. There's no reason for it in the scriptures. Right? Your words have to be seasoned with salt to the edifying. Okay. That takes more skill and craft than to just be railing. Takes no skill and craft to rail. Okay. So keep these scriptures in your heart. Keep them in your mind. Meditate on them throughout the week. Check your speech. Check your interaction. See if you're performing what we're going over here this evening. Let's go back to Ecclesiastes 19. A lot of information coming out.
Ecclesiastes chapter 19, verse 10. If thou hast heard a word, let it die with thee. And be bold, it will not burst thee.
Right.
A fool traveleth with a word as a woman in labor of a child.
Right, a fool travaileth with a word.
Sorry. A fool travaileth with a word.
What does it mean to travail? Mean that word is in them and it's trying to get out of them. It's fighting. They're fighting to not say something. Read on.
A fool travaileth with a word as a woman in labor of a child.
Right.
As an arrow that sticketh in a man's thigh, so is a word within a fool's belly.
Right. So if a brother got some secrets, some good information, he can't wait. He don't know what to do. He got to get it out. He might make a video. I'm gonna make a video on this, so I can just get it out to everybody. How many subscribers do I have? 4,000? That's foolish, man. Exposed. That's what they were exposing me. I think they said I was in the Illuminati or something.
You fold your hands.
I must be the poorest member of the damn Illuminati. I don't know why I ain't get no check. I'm still waiting on that check. But I show you, and an Israelite brother put that up.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you ain't know? An Israelite brother put that up. That's shameful. How we can treat your brother like that? The brothers like that. Well, that's just me. They put the priests on blast too. Right? We neither of those got a check. Right? But I show you that what? That spirit, that Negro spirit is in our Hebrew assemblies, and we have to get it out. Root it out. Because you can't be perfect with the Most High holding on to that spirit. You can't be perfect with it. I don't care how much scripture you know, how much verses you know. If you don't love your brother, guess what? The Most High said, you don't love him. You got to learn how to love your brother according to scripture. How to love your sister according to scripture. If your spirit ain't right with that, you're wasting your time. Let me get that real quick. Is that James or 1 John? He that say he loved the Most High, hated his brother, the lie.
John.
1 John.
Yeah. 4. And 20. First John chapter 4 and verse 20.
Right.
If a man say, I love the Most High,
right,
and hateth his brother,
and what?
And hateth his brother,
Want a tail bear.
Hateth his brother,
want to backbite.
Hateth his brother,
want to talk about his brother.
Hateth his brother,
want to carry his brother information all over the place.
And hated his brother.
These are all acts of hate. Right? Want to strife with your brother. Want to strife with your sister. These are acts of hate. Read.
He is a liar.
He's a what?
He is a liar.
You a liar. You don't love the Most High. Read on.
For he that loveth not his brother,
right,
whom he have seen,
right,
how can he love the Most High, whom he have not seen?
Right. So you're not even paying attention. You claim to love the Most High, but you don't love him if you treat your brother that way. Why? Because just like the Mashiach told them, he said, you keep asking to see the Father, and we're right here. We're right here. We were created in his image, of his likeness. So what are you looking for? Who are you praying to? If you don't treat your brothers and your sisters as if they're of his likeness and of his image, you're missing the whole spirit. Let's go back. You're missing the whole chariot. Let's go back.
Let's go into that admonish. We'll go there too.
We might. We'll drop that. Give me Sirach 22 and 6. Sirach 22:6.
The book of Sirach, chapter 22 and verse 6. A tale out of season,
right,
is as music in mourning.
Right. A tear out of season is like music in mourning. I mean that you come to mourn, you come to go to the funeral, and they got a damn marching band in the funeral. And you try to have a type of silence, a moment of silence for one that's just passed away, and somebody's playing, drummer boy on their leg. Nobody's gonna hear that right now. All right, read on.
But stripes and correction of wisdom are never out of time.
That's right, but being better, being made better, being corrected, right? Stripes of correction are never out of time. It's always a good time to what? Be corrected. So you can be better. Right? Read on.
Whoso teacheth a fool is as one that gloateth patra. Posture. Yeah, verse 7.
He that teaches a fool is as one that glueth a potsherd together. And and as he that waketh one from sound sleep.
Right.
So potsherd together.
Right. Read that in another verse.
And as he that waketh one that is a sound sleep. Right? So you teach a fool is like you waking up somebody from their sound sleep. Right? So there needs to be that information. We are.
He that telleth a tale to a fool,
right,
speaketh to one in a slumber.
Uh-huh.
When he hath told his tale, he will say, What is the matter?
Right.
If children live honestly and have wherewithal, they shall cover the baseness of their parents.
Right. So what? Read that 8th verse again.
He that telleth a tale
to
a fool speaketh to one in a slumber.
Right.
When he hath told his tale,
right,
he will say, What is the matter?
Yeah, he said they won't even understand what you're talking about. They won't understand the matter. So what? You got to be mindful who you're talking to. Right? Jump down to the 13th verse.
Verse 13. Sirach 22, verse 13.
Come on.
Talk not much with a fool.
Right.
And go not to him that hath no understanding.
Right.
Beware of him, lest thou have trouble. And thou shalt never be defiled with his fooleries.
Mm-hmm.
Depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquieted with madness.
With madness, right? With his foolishness. Right? What's a fool? Fool is one that knows not the Most High. They don't believe in the Most High. They don't follow his ways. That's a fool. Right? We get that out of Psalms 14 and 1. Tells us what a fool is. So don't give your information. Don't try to get instruction of spiritual things from a foolish person. Okay? You got to go to a spiritual man for spiritual instruction. You got to those that are keeping commandments to go about commandments. You don't want to go to the wrong person to give you, go to the wrong person and get the wrong counsel. And then you can't be upset when you get the wrong counsel because you went to the wrong person. All right? The scriptures tell you where to go. It says, be continually around a man of the Most High, one whom you know to keep the commandments of the Most High. That's what the scriptures say. It said, iron sharpeneth iron. We went through all these verses already. All right? We got the instruction. We know not to be a tailbird that's going to destroy the assembly. Okay? We know that the Most High what? He commanded us to assemble. So in our assembly, we got to make sure that what? They're holy convocations, that we come together and that we're staying righteous, that we're not speaking out of turn, we're not speaking crazy words, that our words is seasoned with salt. A lot of verses came out, a lot of information. Pray that you all use this, to build the brotherhood and to build the sisterhood. I saw videos of, here down here, LOZ sisters doing a sewing class. It's beautiful. These things will build a sisterhood quickly, right? Before you know it, the sisterhood will be strong, right? And we want to see that here in Blood of Zion and throughout the nation, all right? But we got to keep these lessons that we're taught, keep this understanding that we've been guided in, making sure we deal with one another in righteousness. All right, give me 1 Thessalonians 4:9. We'll go through a couple more verses and then we're going to wrap it in. 1 Thessalonians 4, verse 9.
First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
But as touching brotherly love,
right,
ye need not that I write unto you.
Come on.
For ye yourselves are taught of the Most High to love one another.
Right.
And indeed ye do it toward all the brethren which are in all Macedonia. But we beseech you, brethren, that ye increase more and more.
Right. So what? You show all the brothers love, all the sisters love. When a brother, a young sister, they repent, they come out of this world, and they said they're going to keep Torah, they're going to put their fringes on. That's the most beautiful thing. Right? That's like that 99 sheep and that 100 sheep. When that 100 sheep says, you find that 100 sheep, that's a celebration all again. For every new brother that come through, every new sister that's logged in, that's what it's all about. It's all about you. That's what the Most High was to gather all of us together. Some of us have been gathered. We're looking for those that have not been gathered and have them gathered. Okay, read.
Verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
That ye study to be quiet and do your own business and to work with your own hands as we command you, that ye may walk honestly toward them that are without.
Right.
And that ye may have lack of nothing.
Right, so that's how we're supposed to move, right? Right, study. Right. Take care of our business. Take care of one another. Walk honestly towards them that are without. What does that mean? Towards them that are outside of this understanding. You should see you move in a certain way. Respect us the way you move. We should be saying, man, I like the way the Israelites move. Right? Just off the way we move, they say, man, the interaction with an Israelite, you want to find out, right? Where your school at? What you learning? Right? If you're acting more Negro than the Negroes, when you're out there in the streets, right? You come out and you thus saith the Most High here, right? You come out here, you go on the street, and you want to be a homeboy, you want to talk all that foolishness. Nobody gonna be wondering what's on your mind. You blending in, right? Because your words ain't seasoned with salt. That's to always be seasoned. Not only when you're dealing with Akim, or when you're dealing with our brothers out in the world that have not learned this word yet. All right. 1 Peter 2:17. That's what it means by them that are without. Without what? Outside of this understanding. We got to make sure we're shining. We showing the Most High's light. The Most High may be glorified. Because when all said and done, when somebody asks you, why you dressed that way? Why you wear your beard? Why you wear your fringes? Why your hair covered? Why your dress so long? You got to give the Most High the glory. You can't take the glory. Well, this is my style. No, ain't your style. You're supposed to say, that's what the scriptures say. I dress the way the scriptures say. I talk the way the scriptures say. I walk the way the scriptures say. Right? Thus saith the Most High. Yahweh showed us via the word of the Most High. Yahweh showed us these things in the Bible. So you give him the glory. All right, read.
1 Peter 2:17. Honor all men.
Do what?
Honor all men.
That means respect all men. Read on.
Love the brotherhood.
Love the brotherhood. Love to come together with the brothers, sisters. Read.
Fear the Most High.
Honor
the King.
Come on.
Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear.
What does this mean? Because I mean, they used to pull this scripture, those Afro simplicity cats, pull that scripture and say, you see, it's telling you to be a servant. So who are we a servant to? We're a servant to the Most High God. Right? And we yield ourselves to brothers or sisters that what? That are serving the Most High God. They might have what? Mastery on a certain topic. That's what it says, masters. What's a master? The highest level of learning in a particular topic. Right? So if I have a brother that's a master at the history, I'm going to yield myself to him so I can get my history. If I got a brother that's a master at Hebrew, I'm going to yield myself to that brother so I can get that knowledge of that Hebrew. Right? But I've been reading scriptures and things that talking about slave master. It's talking about no slave master. That's not even what it's talking about. All right, read that again.
1 Peter 2:18. Servants, be subject to your masters.
Right?
With all fear.
Come on.
Not only to the good and gentle, but also to the forward.
Right? What's that? One that might speak a little rough. Right? But they're master of these things. So what? You yield yourself as a servant of the Most High God to receive that instruction that they give you. Right? But they teach you what you learned from that brother. How we make it move. When you learn the stuff, you got to yield yourself. Right? Read.
For this is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward the Most High endure grief, suffering wrongfully.
Right.
For what glory is it if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently.
Right.
But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with the Most High.
Right. Sometimes you might be going through a situation where you're being chastised and you didn't do anything wrong. Right? You still got to be patient. You still got to be patient. Right? You still have to be, strong and not fold up, not get emotional, not cry out, but just deal with the matter. Right? Got to deal with the matter. But be patient. Be buffeted. Right? Because you buffeted for something you do wrong, then you're wrong. When you buffeted for something that you didn't do, that's when you got to take low and be patient. Your time, the Most High will vindicate you. You get your time to speak your way or to correct this matter. Right? Is that on that?
Yeah.
We're starting to go into other stuff. Hebrews 13, verse 1. The people growing up, in the Army, Navy, Marines, it's an example of that. Where you go into these forces and, they put their brothers through grueling tests and grueling situations so they can get the mastery of what they're being taught. Okay? They got to be serving. They got to serve who's on top. That's how they get that information. Right? Now you're in the army of the Lord. We got to make sure that we snap to it when those of ranking officials in the army of the Lord give us instruction and we keep it and we fulfill it. Right? And then we'll get emotional and don't get heady and high-minded. But then we go in opposition. Coming up in this truth, we had to do it. Right? But now we learned from those disciplines. How do we discipline now? We had to be disciplined to learn how to be disciplined. A lot of our young brothers in this world, they don't ever receive no hard discipline. So they don't know how to be disciplined. Right? So discipline breeds discipline. Right? Read that.
Hebrews 13, verse 1. Let brotherly love continue.
Right?
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares.
Right, so what? We always got to be full of hospitality. Let brotherly love continue and entertain strangers. Brothers come amongst us, entertain, be hospitable. Right? Invite people into the spirit of the Most High Yah. Because you might be dealing with an angel, as far as you know. You don't know who you're dealing with. All right, last one, Romans 12 and 10. I pray that this class was edifying to those listeners. In a minute, I have Marshall read off who's online. Read that. 12 and 10.
Romans 12, verse 10.
Come on.
Be kindly affectionate one to another.
Right, be kindly affectionate. What does that talk about? What? Salutes. Right? Hugs and salutes, embracing. That's kind and affection. Okay, we are?
Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love.
Right.
In honor, preferring one another.
Right.
Not
preferring one another, mean that what? You're going to be around us, you'd rather be at the rock concert with Esau, in the mash pit, getting punched in the face. Or when you want to be amongst the Israelites. All right? Or you want to be down there in Chinatown, I don't know, you fortune cookies. Or do you want to be amongst the Israelites? You got to prefer one another. I want to be around my brothers and my sisters in this truth. That's what I want to be. I prefer you. Read on.
Not slothful in business.
Right? And because we're going to be building assembly, we can't be slothful in business with one another. We want to do business with one another, we got to do it as if even better for our brother than we do it for them out in the world. Right? You build something for your brother, build it better than when you deal with them out in the world. A lot of times we slothful, I was an Israelite brother, so they can get away with shabby work. Nah. That's supposed to even do better work dealing with your brother. Read.
Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit.
Come on.
Serving the Most High.
Doing what?
Serving the Most High.
And that's what we do. We're going to serve the Most High. That's what we're going to continue to do it because we are the Most High servant, as it is written. We're not the servants of men, but of the Most High God. So that being said, that concludes.
There's 2 more verses.
It is?
Yeah.
Read on.
Rejoicing in hope. Patient in tribulation.
Come on.
Continually instant in prayer.
Right.
Distributing the necessity of saints given to hospitality.
Right. Given to hospitality. That's right. That's right. Ready to pray for one another. Constantly praying without ceasing. The scriptures say. That's all part of it. It all puts us in the right mind, right perspective. So with that, right, we conclude this class, Wednesday Wisdom. Appreciate everybody logged in. All right, Marshall, who we got online? Can't see from here.
Joe Issachar.
Joe, hallelujah. Issachar.
Israel, Shalom.
Israel, hallelujah, Shalom.
NASA, Shalom.
Shalom.
Bayath Kazak.
Hallelujah, Shalom.
All right. Karash.
Hallelujah, Shalom.
All right. Shalom. Ramya.
Hallelujah, Shalom.
Shelly O. Shalom family.
Shalom.
It's good for a woman to be in the truth and be with a man that's not in the truth.
Is it a question?
So it is good for a woman to be in the truth, right? And be with a man that's not in the truth. Exactly what she wrote.
That question towards who wrote that question?
Chelleo, Chelleo.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the answer to that question, it's not good to be there.
Right.
But in this kingdom, these things are going to happen. Why? Because scriptures say when that spirit come to a family, it come to one, but may not come to the other. You know what I mean? So we got to have patience with who we're with. So we have patience and pray that the whole class, the whole family keeps Torah always. That's first and foremost. What you got?
Okay. The next person says Shalom Nugget, and Aktawab says Shalom Israel.
Aktawab, Shalom.
Right. But she also said, I've been talking to him for about 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been married for about 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
Okay. Well, 30 years. You know, there's people that come in this truth at 50 years old.
Yeah.
I know a brother came here the other day, he was retired and now heard the truth. Was the brother that came down from Gainesville? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we can't put a times on the Most High. We just have to make sure that we are doing His will and that we're staying right in the spirit, that we're praying, make sure we pray that, and that we are being a shining example of what it means to be righteous. Right? We have to check our righteousness that it influences those. Because sometimes when our righteousness is wavering, we can't convince somebody else to serve the Most High when our service is not up to par. But if our service is up to par, yeah, Most High chooses who He chooses. You know? But
next one is C Murder.
C Murder. Hallelujah. Shalom, C Murder. I hope.
Nikita Nurse. Shalom.
Hallelujah. Shalom.
Nikita.
Yahushai. Shalom.
Truth be told. Shalom.
Truth be told. Shalom. Shalom.
That's it.
All right. Got the family online. For all the family logged in. Kwame Asherala, Rise Israel. Hope that you got edified some of the scriptures that we went over tonight. Feel free to send topics, to me or to, or to me, because this is my class, right? Send topics to me. I will try to get to everybody's topic. If you got questions, you need answers. This is Wednesday Wisdom. It's time that we edify ourselves and know how to live as live an Israel life. Right? A lot of times we spend a lot of time trying to prove that we're Israelites, but how do we live an Israel life? Now we get past proving that we're Israelites, we now have to live righteous. And that edification, that understanding is in the scriptures. How to live a righteous life, how to think righteous thoughts, and interact on that level of the Most High put us on, which is above all nations on the earth. All right?
So someone else is.
What you got?
Yerumia.
What's Yerumia saying?
So it's not good to be with someone not in the truth?
No, why would it be good? Right? That's an unfortunate situation. That's not unfortunate. The best situation is that what? The scriptures say, let's see what the scriptures say. All right. Very, very, it's written. Not for me to talk off my own head. Right? Sirach, 7th chapter. Seven 26. It says, "Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not. But give not thyself over to a light woman." Right? So what does that mean? Have thy wife after thy own mind. Well, if you got a wife that's thinking like you think, right? Somebody you're in common with. Well, in this truth, right, as a big part of your life is serving the Most High God. So you want somebody that's in common with you, right? That only makes sense, right? But you don't give yourself over to a light woman, a woman that's not thinking not thinking spiritually, that's more difficult. Now, is it impossible? No. Nobody saying it's impossible, but is it better to have a woman after that own mind, right? Because that's instruction by the Most High, right? He also told us in Surah 25, verse 1, right? Oh, matter of fact, I go to Surah 26, even better. It said, blessed is the man that has, 26 verse 1, blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be doubled. Meaning that what? If you got a virtuous wife, your days going to be doubled. Meaning that you're going to be in a better situation. Right? You're going to have a pillar of rest instead of a pillar of stress in the house. You're going to have shalom in the home. So what I'm trying to tell you is it's better to have a woman that serves the Most High. Now, can you get a woman, right? Can you have a woman that may not follow Torah or prescribe to the scripture but still be pleasant to dwell with? Yes, that's in the scriptures as well, right? If a woman is pleasant to dwell with, she may not be doing what's right scripturally, but she all right. She's not giving you no problem. She's not preventing you from doing the work of the Most High. So be it, then, right? But it's better, right, that she serve the Most High as well. All right? Need one more witness? One more witness. Surah 25, verse 1. In three things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before Yahweh and men. The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and a wife that agree together. The Most High say that's beautiful when you and your wife agree together. That's one of the most powerful things you can see. Brother and sister rolling in the spirit, lockstep, in the same spirit, praising the same God. Right? How them children gonna come out? They're gonna be praising the Most High stronger. But the house is divided, then what? That means the children, they're gonna go through they're gonna have to a tug of war be going on. So you don't want that. You don't want that situation. Remember, our marriages in Israel are forever. You got to think about that. Forever. It's not just for tonight or this week or this month or that first year. When the honeymoon is over, you got to have that foundation. All right? You got to have that foundation. So if you had a wife, especially you in the same household as that woman, how your household will be righteous? And you got ham hocks in your refrigerator. All right? So think about that. How your household righteous, right? And you got a fat back in your refrigerator, right? How that's going to work? So let's think about that for a moment. So definitely try, all Israel, do your due diligence to match yourself up with a brother and sister that's in this truth or respects this truth. Right? And sometimes you might have somebody that really believes they respect the truth, they're not going to come against it. And you might be able to deal with that person. All right? Just sit on that? All right, Roman. Good question. All right, well, shalom, family. Father for logging on. It's a pleasure to do this work. I pray that this information is, reach someone and, cause, righteousness and healing to happen in someone's house and shalom in someone's home. All this is our prayer as we turn to the Most High and we set up the Lord's Prayer, and we're going to close out the service. All right, so Amadim Wapunya and Rashtam stand face Jerusalem. All right, for the Lord's Prayer. All right, Lord's Prayer in Matthew 6 and 9.
Book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 9. After this matter, therefore, pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Bahashem Hamashiach Yahushua, the one, the Yan, Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. Shalom. Abinah Yahweh Bahashem Master Shabbat to all the brethren. Abinah Yahweh Bahashem Master Yahushai Shemar Atah to all the sisters. Shalom.